The Magnificent Seven, 1960, remains one of the most beloved westerns in cinematic history, but behind the iconic performances of its 25 cast members lies a series of tragic stories. While the film immortalized these stars as brave gunfighters, many of the actors faced untimely and sorrowful ends in real life. From health battles to accidents and other misfortunes, each cast member's story reflects a different journey, often overshadowed by their roles on screen. In this video, we dive deep into how the stars of the Magnificent Seven tragically passed away, uncovering the heartbreaking truths behind their legacies. Don't miss this emotional tribute to Hollywood's fallen heroes. Steve McQueen, born on March 24, 1930, in Beech Grove, Indiana, became an icon for his role as Vin Tanner, a rebellious and skilled gunfighter in The Magnificent Seven, 1960. Known as the King of Cool, McQueen's rugged charm and cool demeanor made him a Hollywood favorite. His personal life, however, was often troubled, marked by an unstable childhood, a troubled marriage to Neil Adams, and a long battle with addiction. Despite these challenges, McQueen's star power continued to rise throughout the 1960s and 1970s with films like Bullet, 1968, and The Great Escape, 1963. He married twice, first to Adams, with whom he had 2 children, and later to actress Ollie McGraw. However, his life was cut short by lung cancer, which he had been battling for several years. McQueen died on November 7, 1980, at the age of 50, following a heart attack. His death left a void in the film industry, as he had been one of the biggest stars of his era, and his legacy as one of Hollywood's greatest action stars endures. Yul Brynner was born on July 11, 1920, in Vladivostok, Russia. He is best known for his role as Chris Larrabee Adams, the fearless leader of the 7 gunfighters in The Magnificent Seven, 1960. Brynner's commanding presence, bald head, and intense, charismatic performance made Chris one of the most iconic characters in Western cinema. Before finding fame, Brynner had a diverse career, including work as a dancer, stage actor, and even a circus performer. His personal life, however, was marked by multiple marriages, including to actresses Virginia Gilbert and Doris Kleiner, with whom he had 2 children. Despite his professional success, Brynner's health declined due to his heavy smoking, and he was diagnosed with lung cancer. He passed away on October 10, 1985, at the age of 65. His death was a huge loss to the entertainment world, and he left behind a powerful legacy, especially for his portrayal of iconic characters in films such as The King and I and The Magnificent Seven. Charles Bronson was born on November 3, 1921, in Ehrenfeld, Pennsylvania, USA. He played the character of Bernardo O'Reilly in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, portraying a tough but kind-hearted gunfighter with a deep sense of honor. Bronson's stoic yet compassionate portrayal of O'Reilly made the character a fan favorite. With a career spanning several decades, he became a well-known action star, especially for roles in films like Death Wish, 1974, and The Great Escape, 1963. His personal life, however, was not without its challenges. Bronson was married twice, first to actress Harriet Tendler, whom he divorced in 1965, and then to the renowned actress Jill Ireland, with whom he had a strong and enduring bond. Their marriage, though happy, was marred by Ireland's battle with breast cancer, a tragic chapter in Bronson's life. After her death in 1990, Bronson reportedly struggled with deep grief. He passed away on August 30, 2003, at the age of 81. His death was attributed to complications from lung cancer, COPD, and heart failure, leaving behind a legacy of iconic roles and a reputation for enduring toughness. Brad Dexter was born on April 9, 1917, in Goldfield, Nevada. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, Dexter portrayed Harry Luck, a hopeful, somewhat naive gunfighter who joins the group in pursuit of hidden treasure. His character's belief in luck rather than skill added a unique touch of humor and lightness to the otherwise intense atmosphere of the film. Dexter had a long career in Hollywood, appearing in numerous films such as The Killing, 1956, and The Bravados, 1958, but never reached the level of fame that some of his co-stars did. His personal life was far from smooth, however. He was married 3 times. His first wife, actress Kathleen Crowley, had a daughter with him, but they divorced after a few years. His second marriage, to singer and actress Roni Stoneman, also ended in divorce. Brad found stability with his third wife, actress Ann Jeffries, but even this relationship came to an end after several years. Dexter struggled with health issues later in life, particularly emphysema, which ultimately led to his death on December 12, 2002, at the age of 85. Eli Wallach, born on December 7, 1915, in Brooklyn, New York, gained lasting fame for his portrayal of the villainous Calvera in The Magnificent Seven, 1960. Wallach's portrayal of Calvera as a charming yet ruthless bandit leader made him one of the most memorable antagonists in Western cinema. Wallach's career spanned over 6 decades, with notable performances in films like The Good, the Bad and the Ugly, 1966, and The Godfather Part 3, 1990. He married actress Ann Jackson in 1948, and together they had 3 children. Their partnership was one of the most enduring in Hollywood, with the couple remaining together until his death. Wallach's career and life were not without their struggles, as he dealt with the loss of close friends and the challenges of being an actor in a changing industry. He lived to the age of 98, passing away on June 24, 2014, from natural causes. His remarkable life and acting career were celebrated by fans and colleagues alike, and he remains a beloved figure in the world of film. Robert Vaughn was born on November 22, 1932, in New York City, USA. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he played Lee, a skilled yet insecure gunfighter, struggling with his fears and his need for redemption. Vaughn's portrayal of Lee, a character full of vulnerability but determined in the face of danger, added layers to the film's ensemble cast. Vaughn's career continued to flourish with notable roles in The Man from UNCLE, 1964 to 1968, and later in The Bridge at Remagen, 1969. Despite his success, Vaughn faced personal struggles, including his battle with alcoholism in the early years of his career. He was married to Canadian-born actress Linda Staub, and they had 2 children together. The couple remained together until Vaughn's death. Robert Vaughn's later years were marked by political activism, and he often spoke out on social issues. Tragically, he was diagnosed with acute leukemia, and after a brief battle with the disease, he passed away on November 11, 2016, at the age of 83, leaving behind an impressive body of work and a family that cherished him deeply. Horst Buchholz was born on December 4, 1933, in Berlin, Germany. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he portrayed Chico, the young Mexican farm boy eager to become a gunfighter, whose youthful enthusiasm and determination made him a standout in the film. Despite being inexperienced, Chico's naivety paired with bravery gave him an endearing charm. Throughout his career, Buchholz had notable roles in German and international cinema, especially in films like 1, 2, 3, 1961, and The Secret of Santa Vittoria, 1969. However, his career faced setbacks as he struggled to find roles in Hollywood after his initial success. In his personal life, Buchholz married Myriam Bru, a French actress, in 1965, and they had 2 children together. His life was marked by a deep love for his family, though he faced emotional struggles due to work-related disappointments. Sadly, Horst Buchholz's life came to an end on March 3, 2003, at the age of 69, when he passed away from pneumonia, a tragic and unexpected turn in his health after a lengthy battle with various illnesses. James Coburn was born on August 31, 1928, in Laurel, Nebraska. Coburn's portrayal of Britt, the quiet and deadly knife thrower in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, earned him widespread acclaim. The character's calm demeanor and lethal precision set him apart from the other more boisterous characters in the film, and Coburn's performance left an indelible mark on audiences. Throughout his career, Coburn starred in over 70 films, including Our Man Flint, 1966, and The President's Analyst, 1967, and won an Academy Award for his role in Affliction, 1997. However, Coburn faced significant health battles, particularly with rheumatoid arthritis, which severely impacted his life in the later years. He was married to Paula Coburn for nearly 40 years, and the couple had 2 children. A tragic loss for Coburn was the death of his close friend Steve McQueen in 1980, which profoundly affected him. In his later years, Coburn became more outspoken about his illness and the importance of managing it, gaining admiration for his courage. Unfortunately, Coburn passed away from a heart attack on November 18, 2002, at the age of 74. Vladimir Sakov was born on December 26, 1889, in Moscow, Russian Empire. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he played the role of the Old Man, a wise and respected elder of the Mexican village who sought the help of the 7 gunfighters. The Old Man, a symbol of wisdom and resilience, guided the villagers through their troubles with the hope that the gunfighters would help them. Sokolov had a long and varied career in the theater and film, but his personal life was marked by challenges. He was married twice and had children, but much of his family life remains private. His health began to decline in the early 1960s, and in February 1962, at the age of 72, Sokolov suffered a fatal stroke, which ended both his career and life. His passing was a sad moment for his colleagues in Hollywood, and his contribution to film remains appreciated, especially for his heartfelt portrayal in The Magnificent Seven. John A. Alonzo was born on June 12, 1934, in Dallas, Texas. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he played Miguel, a passionate and resolute villager, contributing to the ensemble of characters that highlighted the collective courage of the townspeople. Alonzo's performance was marked by an earnestness that added depth to the role. His career, though full of promise, was often overshadowed by challenges in finding consistent opportunities in Hollywood. Outside of acting, Alonzo's work as a cinematographer later defined his career, especially with his work on Chinatown, 1974. Personal happiness seemed to elude him, as he went through several struggles in his private life. John's marriage to his first wife, whom he divorced, left him with a sense of disappointment, and he later remarried, though the details of his family life remained somewhat private. His health was always fragile, and he battled cancer for years. John A. Alonzo passed away on March 13, 2001, at the age of 66, from cancer, marking the end of a career full of highs and lows. Rosda Monteros was born on August 31, 1935, in Veracruz, Mexico. She portrayed Petra, a young, passionate woman in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, who formed a romantic connection with Chico. Petra was a strong and compassionate character, emblematic of the villagers' resilience against the bandits. Monteros was a well-known actress in Mexico, and her career spanned television, film, and theater. Despite her fame, her personal life was filled with struggles. She was married once, but her marriage ended in divorce, and she had no children. In her later years, Monteros faced some personal hardships, including the loss of close friends and fellow actors, which deeply affected her. She remained active in the industry until her passing on December 29, 2018, at the age of 83, from undisclosed causes. Her death marked the end of an era for many of her fans and colleagues who had watched her bring depth to every role she took on, particularly her unforgettable performance in The Magnificent Seven. Jorge Martinez de Hoyos was born on September 25, 1920, in Mexico City, Mexico. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he played Hilario, a villager who sought the gunfighters' help in defending his community. Martinez de Hoyos brought a depth of sincerity and emotional weight to the role, effectively highlighting the vulnerability and resilience of the village's residents. His career spanned many years in Mexican cinema and television, where he became known for his powerful performances in films such as El Espectro, 1953, and La Casa del Lago, 1957. Despite his success, Martinez de Hoyo's personal life was marred by tragedy. He had a difficult marriage that eventually ended in divorce, and though he remarried, he remained a private figure when it came to his family life. His greatest personal battle came when he was diagnosed with lung cancer, an illness he fought for some time. Although he continued to work even as his health deteriorated, his struggle with cancer ultimately led to his death on May 6, 1997, at the age of 76. Enrique Lucero was born on October 9, 1920, in Chihuahua City, Mexico. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he played another villager, his role contributing to the atmosphere of tension and desperation that permeated the film. Lucero's performance was crucial in portraying the villagers' unity in their fight against the bandits. His career, spanning both Mexican cinema and Hollywood, was marked by roles that showcased his ability to bring realism and authenticity to his characters. Lucero's personal life was marked by both professional success and personal struggles. He married twice, but his relationships were turbulent, often clouded by his battles with alcoholism. Despite his hardworking nature, Lucero faced a tragic decline in health in his later years. His struggles with alcohol took a toll on his physical well-being, contributing to his eventual death. Enrique Lucero passed away on May 9, 1989, at the age of 68, due to cardiac exhaustion and cirrhosis of the liver. Whit Bissell was born on October 25, 1909, in New York City, New York. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he portrayed Chamley, the cynical undertaker who saw every man as just another future customer. His role added a dark touch of humor and realism to the film, contrasting the bravado of the other characters. Bissell had a prolific career, best known for playing authority figures such as doctors and military officers in films like I Was a Teenage Frankenstein, 1957, and The Time Tunnel, 1966. His career was a testament to his versatility and ability to command attention, yet his personal life was not without sadness. Bissell's first marriage to actress Evelyn Nelson ended in divorce, and although he remarried to his second wife, actress Margaret Field, their union was tested by the loss of their daughter, actress Shelley Bissell, who died in a tragic accident at the age of 15. This grief left a lasting impact on Bissell and his family. Later in life, Bissell was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, a condition that gradually worsened and affected his mobility. Whit Bissell passed away on March 5, 1996, at the age of 86, due to complications from Parkinson's disease. Rico Alanz was born on October 25, 1919, in Juarez, Mexico. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he played Sotero, a brave villager who stood up to the bandits terrorizing his community. Sotero's courage embodied the collective spirit of the village, and Alanz brought a realism and strength to the role. Alanz, a versatile actor, had a career that spanned decades, appearing in both television and film. His personal life, like many in Hollywood, was complicated. Alanz was married but kept much of his private life out of the spotlight, making few public statements about his family. Despite his successful career, Alanz dealt with the grief of losing friends and colleagues over the years, particularly his close friendships with co-stars. He passed away on March 9, 2015, at the age of 95, from undisclosed causes. His death left a lasting impact on the community of actors who had worked alongside him, and his portrayal of Sotero remains a beloved part of his legacy in The Magnificent Seven. Robert J. Wilkey was born on May 18, 1914, in Cincinnati, Ohio. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he played Wallace, a menacing railroad bully who met his end at the hands of James Coburn's character. Known for his roles as a villain in westerns, Wilkey's presence on screen was both intimidating and commanding, bringing an extra layer of tension to the narrative. Over the years, he had a varied career, appearing in films like The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance, 1962, and The Magnificent Seven Ride. 1972, though his career was filled with tough guy roles, his personal life faced considerable hardship. Wilkey was married twice, but both marriages ended in divorce. His first wife, Evelyn, with whom he had 2 children, saw their relationship unravel in the 1950s. His second marriage, to actress and model Betty Corman, was more private but similarly ended in separation. Wilkey's biggest personal tragedy occurred in the mid-1980s when he was diagnosed with cancer, which he fought privately. Despite his struggles, he continued to act until his health deteriorated. Robert J. Wilkey passed away on March 28, 1989, at the age of 74, from cancer. Natividad Vacchio was born on September 8, 1912, in El Paso, Texas. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he played one of the villagers, part of the Mexican townspeople whose lives were under siege by the bandits. His role added authenticity to the film, making the village's desperation and need for protection more palpable. Vacchio's career was built on portraying roles that demanded sincerity, often playing supporting characters that contributed to the emotional depth of the story. Throughout his career, he remained a beloved figure in the industry. His personal life, however, was marked by solitude, and little is known about his family life or relationships. His struggles with maintaining privacy only added to the sense of mystery surrounding him. Unfortunately, Natividad Vacchio passed away on May 30, 1996, at the age of 83, from undisclosed causes. Roberto Contreras was born on December 12, 1928, in St. Louis, Missouri. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he portrayed a villager who contributes to the emotional depth of the Mexican townspeople seeking the help of the 7 gunfighters. Contreras brought a sense of realism to his roles, with a long career in both film and television, including notable appearances in The High Chaparral and Scarface. Contreras had a relatively private life, and his relationships and family matters were kept out of the public eye. However, his career was filled with ups and downs, struggling with financial insecurity and long periods of limited work in Hollywood. Tragically, he also witnessed the loss of several close colleagues over the years, which affected him deeply. Roberto Contreras passed away on July 18, 2000, at the age of 71, from undisclosed causes. His death marked the end of a long career that spanned several decades, and his contributions to the world of film remain remembered by fans and peers alike. Val Avery was born on July 14, 1924, in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he played Henry, one of the tough, rugged men who found themselves involved in the village's struggle for survival. Avery's portrayal of Henry added to the film's grit, capturing the essence of a weary, worn-out character who was used to hardship and conflict. Over his long career, Avery became known for playing characters such as police officers, thugs, and mobsters in films like The Godfather, 1972, and The Longest Yard, 1974. His career spanned decades, but his personal life was often overshadowed by the loss of close friends. In the 1970s, he was deeply affected by the death of his longtime friend, actor Steve McQueen, who passed away from cancer. Avery's own life was marked by several challenges, including a troubled marriage to his first wife, from whom he divorced in the late 1960s. He remarried, but his second marriage was also short-lived. Val Avery passed away on December 12, 2009, at the age of 85, from undisclosed causes. Bing Russell was born on May 5, 1926, in Brattleboro, Vermont. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he played Robert, a determined villager who joins the fight against the bandits. Russell's portrayal of Robert added a sense of resilience to the film, perfectly complementing the main cast. While he was a familiar face in westerns, Bing is perhaps best known as the father of actor Kurt Russell. Throughout his career, he worked on many projects, including TV shows like Bonanza and The High Chaparral, but his personal life was not without challenges. Bing had a family and was married for many years, though his life saw significant struggles, including the early death of his wife. His career was also marked by periods of financial difficulty. Bing's health began to decline, and he was diagnosed with cancer, which eventually led to his death on April 8, 2003, at the age of 76. His passing was a heavy loss to his family and fans, especially his son Kurt, who fondly remembered his father's legacy. Valentine de Vargas was born on April 27, 1935, in Albuquerque, New Mexico. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he portrayed Santos, one of the key henchmen in the ruthless Calvera gang. Santos' character was menacing and loyal to his leader, helping to elevate the threat level posed by the bandits in the film. De Vargas' portrayal of Santos was chilling, his performance adding an intensity that left a lasting impact. Over the years, Valentine found success in both television and film, often cast in roles that required a fierce and intimidating presence. However, his personal life was marred by struggles. Valentine had a troubled marriage that ended in divorce, and his relationship with his children was distant. His later years were shadowed by health issues, and he faced a slow decline. The loss of close colleagues, including his co-stars from The Magnificent Seven, left him deeply affected. Tragically, Valentine de Vargas passed away on June 10, 2013, at the age of 78, from myelodysplastic syndrome, a disease that weakens the bone marrow's ability to produce blood cells, reflecting the fragility he had come to face in his final years. Victor French was born on December 4, 1934, in Santa Barbara, California. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he played the front office clerk, a minor but notable role in the Western setting. His later work, particularly in Little House on the Prairie and Highway to Heaven, made him a household name. However, his career came with its challenges. Victor was known for his quiet, kind demeanor, but his personal life was often tumultuous. His 2 marriages ended in divorce, and he had a difficult time finding lasting happiness in his family life. French was particularly affected by the passing of his close friend, and this loss weighed heavily on him. His final years were tragically cut short as he was diagnosed with lung cancer. He fought bravely but passed away on June 15, 1989, at the age of 54. Larry Duran was born on July 26, 1925, in Los Angeles, California. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, Duran played yet another menacing member of Calvera's gang. As a stuntman and actor, his role was marked by physicality, contributing to the fierce and intimidating aura of the bandits. Although his acting career wasn't as widely recognized, his stunt work was well respected within the industry. Duran's personal life was a mix of ups and downs. He had a family, though details about his relationships are scarce. He did not live a life of public glamour, and his personal struggles were often hidden from the public eye. His long career, which spanned over decades, was overshadowed by the loss of close friends in the industry, which affected him greatly. Larry Duran passed away on November 27, 2002, at the age of 77, from undisclosed causes. His death left many in the stunt community grieving, as he had been a significant but often unsung figure in the film industry. Jim Davis was born on August 26, 1909, in Edgerton, Missouri. He played a gunman at Boot Hill in The Magnificent Seven, 1960, a role that added tension to the film's dramatic moments. However, Davis is perhaps best known for his portrayal of Jock Ewing on the hit television series Dallas, where his commanding presence made him a household name. Davis's career, which spanned decades, had its highs and lows, marked by both critical acclaim and struggles with typecasting. On the personal front, he had a tumultuous love life, with a marriage that ended in divorce. Despite this, Davis remained devoted to his family. His life was rocked by the deaths of several close friends and colleagues in the industry, including his dear friend and Dallas co-star. Davis's health suffered in his later years, and he was diagnosed with cancer. He passed away on April 26, 1981, at the age of 65, leaving behind a legacy of memorable roles, though his death left a significant hole in the hearts of his family and those who had admired his work on Dallas and in westerns. Edwin Max was born on May 4, 1909, in Georgia, USA. In The Magnificent Seven, 1960, he played the dice dealer in the saloon, a minor role that nonetheless added to the atmosphere of the Western frontier. Max had a long career in film and television, often cast in small but memorable roles that showcased his ability to bring depth to even the most fleeting characters. Outside of acting, Max's life was relatively private, with little known about his personal affairs. His career was full of highs, but the latter years were less kind, with fewer acting opportunities coming his way. As Max aged, he became more reflective, often spending time with old colleagues and friends from the industry. The death of his peers in the industry, including some of his co-stars from The Magnificent Seven, deeply impacted him. Edwin Max passed away on October 17, 1980, at the age of 71, from undisclosed causes. His death was quiet, and though his roles were often small, his presence in Hollywood was respected. What do you think about the deaths of the actors in The Magnificent Seven, and who do you miss the most among them? Leave your comments below and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell to see the latest videos.